Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're in my bathroom, so we're obviously doing a beauty video, and I'm actually going to be doing like a first impression review style kind of video on some brand new brushes that I just received, and I haven't really tested out like new brushes in a while. So these are the brushes here, and these were actually sent to me by Bristles Beauty, and I so appreciate that. This is actually a brand new company that just launched at the very end of November. So when y'all are watching this is like literally like a month old company, and I love brushes. I just freaking love brushes, like especially trying new brushes. I get so excited. How I did my makeup today was using all these brushes, and they're pretty freaking good. This video is not sponsored or anything. I was just sent these products so kindly, and I'm so appreciative and really excited to show you guys how these work. So if y'all want to see all these brushes in action, definitely just keep watching. Of course, my memory card got full right as I was talking, so I apologize if the angle is different or anything. But back to this brush, because I need to get some bronzer on this face. I am so pale. But this is the F09RM, which is meant for placing and blending on cheeks, which is exactly what I intend to use it for. Like, that's exactly what I thought it would be for. And this retails for $28 US or $36 Canadian. I'm pretty sure this company, if I'm not mistaken, is from Canada. The like return label on here is from Niagara Falls, New York, but then the return address on the receipt is from Ontario, Canada. So I have a feeling this is like a Canadian based company, so I will just give y'all the US and the Canadian price. But I'm so excited to use this. I'm also sad because these are like white bristles, and I hate when I have a new brush and they're like perfectly clean and then I get them dirty by using them, but that's inevitable. So I think I'm just gonna use my ColourPop pressed bronzer. This is not a tutorial or anything. All right, I picked up like a good amount of product. I feel like it picked up a lot of product. All right, here we go. Wow. I love the shape of these handles. They're like a little bit tapered, like they get kind of narrow at the end. And when I'm doing like blush and bronzer, just because I tend to have a heavy hand, I like to hold my brushes, as you can see, towards the end of the handle. So that way I'm kind of forced to apply a little bit less pressure and use a little bit of a lighter hand. This is looking way more harsh on camera than it is in person. Oh my gosh, this is like so blendy. Like, I just feel like this is literally dispersing the product so nicely. It really is looking harsh on camera. I promise it doesn't look like that in real life. I really promise. And I'm literally just like barely dabbing into the bronzer, but I feel like it's picking up a really good amount of product. Not like too much, but... And to be honest, this is a little bit of a smaller brush than I typically would use for bronzer. Not by much. I don't really like using like a huge fluffy bronzer brush because I like to keep it a little bit more concentrated. I feel like I tend to like just get it everywhere, and then before I know it, it just kind of looks like a muddy mess. This is literally the perfect size and shape, and like, do you see how it just perfectly fits into like the indent in my cheek, like just exactly where you would put your contour? This is like the perfect little size and shape to just wedge right in there. This size brush was literally made for me. Like, this is my perfect shape and size bronzer brush. I'm actually really loving this right now. Oh my gosh, I feel like myself again. I literally hate when I don't have any bronzer on. Next, I'm so excited to use this blush brush. Well, I'm going to use it as a blush brush. This is called the F08AM, and this is an angled medium-sized brush used for highlighting and contouring. Yeah, I guess I could see how this would also be a good contour brush, because even though it's angled, I do definitely see how it would fit, like kind of similar to this one. But I really like using an angled brush for blush. An angled brush for blush, yeah. So this retails for $20 US, $36 Canadian. I am feeling like this is gonna be so good for blush. I'm excited. So I'm just using my Kat Von D Shade and Light blush, and this just has two different colors. What is this called? Piat and Po? I don't know what that means, but this has like two different shades in it. I usually just like mix it together, but this brush is nice and small, so actually if I wanted to use just one shade, I feel like this brush is small enough. Yeah, look at that. It fits perfectly just in the one side, so I don't have to mix. Y'all, this literally feels like I have like just a blanket rubbing on my face. I'm not being dramatic, I really promise. I have never put a brush on my face that feels this soft. I literally just like could do this all day long. I love how these are like distributing the product. They are just like, I think it's because they're like just so soft and like lightweight, and again, because I'm holding them at the end, they're just like really easy to apply product with. Like I feel like they just super easily just like disperse and spread and blend. I honestly feel like that my makeup's going on better than normal. I really promise I would not say that if I didn't actually feel that way. And like the way they say it, like this is an 80-step process to make sure the softest part of the bristles aren't trimmed. So clearly, like whatever that 80-step process is doing something, because this feels unreal. And look how nicely everything is like blending together. Next, we are going to use the E01DL, which is like this little like tapered pointy guy, and this is a domed long brush ultra soft blending. So I feel like you could use this for almost anything. This retails for $19 US, 24 Canadian. This is, I literally cannot stop with how soft these are. This to me, at least for out of personal preference, this is like the perfect highlight brush for me. This is like perfect. I'm sure you could probably use this for your eyes too. It's a little bit big, but this looks like the perfect highlight brush. So I am using my Pretty Vulgar highlight in this shade Shimmering Swan. All right, this is always like the magic moment. Do y'all see like how this is just the perfect shape and size? Ooh. Yeah, this is literally my ideal highlight brush. I'm also gonna drag a little bit. I just put whatever's left on my nose. I don't like to apply too much to my nose, but. So I'm going to really quick hop off camera and do my brows. And before I do my eyes with all the rest of these brushes, I'm just gonna go do my brows. I'm just using my e.l.f. brow pencil. It has like a little spoolie and then the product's over here. So I'm just gonna run this through my brows off camera, and then we'll do some eyeshadow. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a really simple eye look because I need to start making moves. I need to like be leaving soon, and I'm just like going to hang out with family today. So I definitely don't need anything too intense, but I'm just using a few of my e.l.f. Matte for Matte eyeshadow palettes. These just have a bunch of like really simple shades in them. So they're really good for a nice simple eye look. And I want to start with the E02RL, which is a round and long brush. This retails for $18 US, 23 Canadian. Again, like insanely soft. I love how just like fluffy it is. And as you can see, it's like a little like thinner and kind of like tapered. So I'm going to use this just to set my lid. And then I'm also going to use it for my first crease shade. So I'm just picking up some shadow and I'm just going to set my lid with this, just kind of like blow that everywhere. This is just like a matte bone shade that I'm using. Again, this is not going to be a tutorial. I just want to show y'all how I am using these brushes. And then with just like a really light kind of like medium, like a cooler tone brown, I'm going to use this brush to just like diffuse that all over the crease area. These are really good shadows, these e.l.f. shadows, so they don't really need a ton of help. This size and shape is just like one of my favorites, like I said, for this kind of just like blown out crease work. This is blending so easily. So I love that. That's like right up my alley. And then this other brush that I feel like will be really good for detail work is the E03DM. So this is another domed medium brush, and it says it's perfect for crease blending, which is exactly what I feel like it would be. Like it's nice and like kind of tightly packed and just like kind of long. It doesn't really have too much of like a point or a taper to it. I'm just gonna grab a slightly darker brown shade and start it over here and then bring it up into my crease as well. Also, I apologize, I feel like my eyes are like kind of red. They've been like kind of irritated lately. I've been putting like eye drops in them because they've been acting up lately, so I apologize. I can just wedge it right in like the crease, like literally right in the fold. So you can be kind of concentrated with it, but also like you can fluff it around and use it to like blend upwards too. And I love a brush that's like that versatile, you know? And then super quick, I'm gonna use that brush we used first, the E02RL, and I'm just gonna blend right above those with that first shade. And then next, what I'm gonna do with this really like very, very dense, small pointed brush, this is the E05 PS. So this is a pointed short brush, which is a pencil brush for precision blending. And with this one, I'm gonna use like a little bit of a darker brown with like a touch of black. And I'm just gonna concentrate that literally right on this outer portion. And I'm just gonna make like a little bit of a V. And this brush is perfect for that. This is, as you can tell, I don't know if you've noticed, all the other brushes were white, and this is a brown bristle brush. So this is a little bit different than the others, but it's still pretty soft. I don't know if it's as soft as the others, but I mean, it feels super soft. Oh, and I don't know if I said the price. This retails for 15 US, 19 Canadian. I feel like this would also be a really good shape for if you're doing like a cut crease or anything like really, really, really detailed in the crease. Again, this is so pointed and little, you could literally just like completely carve out your crease with something like this. And then I'm just gonna go right back to that second brush we used, the slightly like smaller blender brush, and I'm just gonna use that to blend out what we just did. I'm liking where this is going. So these other two brushes look kind of similar, but they're a little bit different. So this white one is the P06 RF, which is a round flat brush for placing padding and packing. And then this one is the E04 RS, which is a round short brush, which is for smudging, which actually, I think I would maybe use this one for my lower lash line, just because like, look at how perfect and flat it is. I'm going to use this little white one. Again, this is the P06 RF, and this retails for 16 US and $21 Canadian. And it says it's for packing, so I imagine it would be good for packing on anything, including eyeshadow. It's so small and compact and like really, really dense. And then I'm gonna use actually this same brush, and I'm just gonna throw this on my inner corner. This is the perfect little shape for this. Like, look how perfectly that fits right under your brow. And then last but not least, I'm so excited to use this like little smudger guy. This one, again, is the E04 RS. And this one retails for $16 US, 21 Canadian. I feel like you could also use this for packing on the lid. And I'm just gonna use that first light shade, that light brown shade that we used to blend all over. And I'm just gonna smudge a tiny bit on the lower lash line just to add like the tiniest bit of definition. I will say this one feels just like a little bit, almost like too stiff. Like I'm low-key afraid that I'm about to poke my eye with this and it would like really hurt. As you guys can probably see, my eyes are like watering up a little. So I'm not sure if I would like this for my lower lash line. I honestly feel like I might like this one a little better because it's like a little bit longer, a little more flexible. This is just crazy stiff. So I feel like in terms of smudging, this one might be better for if you like to smudge out your upper like lash line. Like for example, if you do a winged liner or just any liner, or even if you just use like a black shadow and wanted to smudge that along your upper lashes, I feel like this would be better for that because it is like really, really, really precise and flat. Maybe I'll do that. Just put like a tiny bit of black on there and I'm just gonna like stamp that. Oh yeah, see, this is a much better use for this. See how I can get really actually crazy close to my lash line with just this black shadow, and I'm just like smudging it. Okay, so I definitely think I would recommend using it up here unless you're like maybe less sensitive. I feel like maybe I'm just a little sensitive on my lower lash line. I love it for this use actually a lot. The only thing that I'm not going to be using today, just because I'm not going to be using liquid liner, but this is the P07P, which is a pointed precise liner brush. So as you can see, it's like, it almost looks like it's plastic, but it's just like a really, really slick, like very tightly packed angled black bristle brush. And if you use like gel liner or like any potted liners, this seems like it would be incredible for that. I feel like this would be like perfect for making like a little wing. This is really nice, and it even comes with like a little protective cover, which is like such a nice touch. I feel like that's important. So I just finished up my makeup. I just threw a little bit of tight line eyeliner on and then some mascara, and I love the way my makeup came out. I feel like these brushes are honestly, like, these are enough brushes to do everything. Like they're very nicely made, like they're very good quality. Like I keep saying, they're crazy soft. Like I don't really feel like there's like a brush that's missing, because so many of these brushes are so versatile. And I feel like the same kind of goes for these face brushes. Like, I mean, there are definitely some missing. Obviously there's not a foundation or like a powder brush in here, and again, they're so versatile. Like this could be used for bronzer and blush, this could be used for eyeshadow 100%, and you could even use this for powder. Honestly, like it's nice and big and fluffy, so you could use all of these brushes for so many different things, and I just love when brushes are versatile. So I'm super excited about these. They just feel so nicely. Like these handles are just like, they feel so sturdy. They're really smooth. I just feel like these are high quality brushes. Granted, they're not like super cheap by any means. I wouldn't say that they're necessarily expensive either. I feel like they're like kind of like a middle ground of brush prices. So of course I will link these down below. Definitely check these out. Like I said, this is like a female-owned business, and it's a brand new company, and I'm sure that they would love and appreciate any and all support that y'all can give them. So definitely check them out down below, and thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you would like to subscribe, we would love to have you. We have so much fun here, and until next time, I will see y'all in our next video. Bye guys.